friends, and welcome back to your piano lesson with Piano Lessons with Joel. I am Joel Lenderman. Make sure you have your Alfred All-in-One course out ready to go today. We're going to continue from what we started working on last lesson. We're going to warm up with pages 71 and 73, waltz time. Page 74, we get into Good Morning to You, which sounds suspiciously like Happy Birthday to You. And we're going to talk about the fermata, which is a brand new musical symbol that we'll see there. We get on to page 75. We'll talk about eighth notes, which we touched on way back in our before lessons when we get to Happy Birthday. And then we'll do a little bit more work on page 76 with eighth notes. And then I'm going to pull out my rhythm cards that we haven't used a whole lot lately. We're going to do some practicing with them. And then on page 77, we'll get to Standing in the Need of Prayer. All right, so let's get ourselves back to page, what did I say, page 71. We're going back to page 71 because I want to get some practice in with the pedaling. This is a nondescript piece. There is no title on this one other than writing the C major chord position for right hand. And that's the only title that this piece of music gets. Such a shame because it's such a beautiful piece. All right, so let me get onto my next camera angle here. And we are in G position. So our right hand thumb is on G. Our left hand needs to bring our G chord together there. We have tied notes. We're going to use our pedal, of course, and actually, let me get to my other angle. There you go. Now you can see my pedal as well. All right, so we're going to do some pedaling. We have tied notes, and then again at the very last measure of this one, we have our left hand crossing all the way over to that high G. So just another little technique that we're going to be working on, crossing hands over. All right, we are in 3/4 time. So I'll give you 1, 2, 3, 1, play. Pedal down now. Now pedal up. Pedal down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Pedal down. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Pedal down. Cross over. 1. And let's repeat. Go. 2, 1, 2. All right, now you probably noticed as we're playing through there, or as I was playing through there, I was pedaling in the first 2 measures as well. And that's okay to do. We're playing the same chord. All those notes work very well together. And then, of course, I lifted going into measure 3. And the pedal really works well. In the second system there, we're going from the first measure to the second measure. We have the G chord. And now if we pedal here, we can get to that D7 chord nice and smoothly. So that helps us out there. So we're going from here in that first measure to the D7. And of course, when you're repeating notes, the pedal really helps connect that and make it smooth out, just makes it, or helps it smooth out just a little bit more and doesn't make it sound choppy. All right, so well done on that. Go back if you need to and practice that again, and then go back in the video and practice that and play it with me. In the meantime, let's turn the page. Let's go to waltz time. Let's see, our new markings in here, we have crescendo, which means gradually getting louder, and diminuendo, gradually getting softer. And I recall in the last lesson, I kept saying decrescendo, which essentially means the same thing here. All right, so we don't have any pedal markings in here, but I am going to put some pedal in, and you may put some pedal in as well. Please be cautious though, and really, really listen. Make sure you're not blurring your notes together. Again, blurring would be, example, second measure. Okay, we don't want to blur our notes together. We don't want to make things muddy. So make sure you're listening to that. Your ear will tell you. All right, so at about this tempo, moderate waltz tempo, 1, 2, 3, 1 thumb on C and go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, crescendo, decrescendo, 1, 2. You may pedal here. Lift the pedal up. 2, 1, crescendo, decrescendo. Let's repeat. Go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Diminuendo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, crescendo. 1, 2, 3. And yes, I continue to say decrescendo when I really mean to be saying diminuendo. All right. The other thing I wanted to mention to you, when we are crescendoing, try to make it gradual. My ear told me that when I was crescendoing, again, second system, second measure where we see the crescendo, when I was crescendoing, there was one of my notes that really stuck out. It was like an explosion of sound. So we don't want to do that. Make that as gradual as possible. And yes, that is something that we need to practice. Let's do that one more time. Can you start with me? Second measure, second line there. Let's just worry about our left hand because that's one that's moving there. Okay, here we go. 1, crescendo as you go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Now softer. 2. And you can even crescendo in here, even though it doesn't tell you to. So all that you can crescendo, decrescendo. Crescendo in there and then get softer. 2, 3, and then crescendo as you go up here. So essentially the rule is, let me get back to this other. When you are playing, let all of your notes go somewhere, meaning crescendo, decrescendo. We seldom want to play our notes the same as the notes before it. Occasionally we do, but we don't want to get boring. So dynamics help us to keep our melody fresh. So whether it says crescendo, decrescendo, put some of that in yourself. Make sure it's smooth and gradual though. Let me try that again. Now crescendo as it says. So you get the idea there. Take some time with that. If you were not working in the dynamics while you were practicing, then go back and put some of that in there. Put some of yourself into this. I know it's a simple piece of music, but this is where we can start adding some of our own musical expression in these pieces. All right, turn the page. Good morning to you, top of the page. This sign is called a fermata. Say that with me. Say fermata. And I tell the kids at school it deserves a hand motion with that. So fermata. Fermata. All right. Say that at the dinner table and you'll get some pretty inquisitive looks, right? Hold the note under the fermata longer than its value. So let me go to the board here. Let me show you a fermata or two. Up here I've put a few different notes with fermatas over the top. This is in the bass clef, obviously, so these notes are Ds. This is a quarter note with a fermata. So again, that fermata tells us to hold it longer than we normally would. Hold the note longer than its given value. So the given value for a quarter note is 1 beat. So we're going to stretch that note out for at least 2 or 3 beats. Half note. The given value for a half note is 2 beats. So we're going to stretch it out for certainly more than 2 beats, maybe 3 or 4 beats. And over here, this should actually be a dotted half note there, which we'll talk about. Dotted half note gets 3 beats, so with the fermata over top of it, we will hold that longer than 3 beats. So essentially with a fermata, we don't necessarily count, we just hold it until it feels time to move on. So it's really, again, something that you need to feel. If you're playing in an ensemble, if you're singing in a chorus, if you're playing in a band, if you're playing in an orchestra, if you're playing in a small ensemble, when there is a fermata, your director will hold it and then cut you off and then continue on. So if you're singing the Star Spangled Banner with a chorus, you will hold some of those fermatas until you're cut off by the director and then move on. So fermatas, we're holding the note longer than its given value. Okay, so let's get back to our good morning to you. So the fermatas that we have in this song, if you look at the very bottom of the page there, the last line, we have an A. So we have fermata. We're familiar with this fermata. We may not know what it's been called, but we're familiar with it, I'm sure. And then the last measure, if we continue on, and then we hold that until it feels good to stop playing it. Okay, so let's go from the beginning. If you have not practiced this yet, then you may listen and follow along. Take some time practicing and then go back and play it with me. Okay, again, we're in 3/4 here. We start on beat number 3. Here we go. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Fermata, fermata, fermata. How about this time we play, I'm going to sing the words. You may sing with me if you like, but I will sing. Let me find my pitch. I'm going to start up here. Here we go. You play, I'll sing. 1, 2. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Yay, okay. Take some time to practice that one. Work on your fermatas. In the meantime, let's go over to 75 here. Now you're probably noticing that Happy Birthday is exactly the same song, top of the page. 2 eighth notes are played in the time of 1 quarter note. Okay, so eighth notes are usually played in pairs. Now we'll do some practicing up there on the board in just a minute. When a piece contains eighth notes, count 1 and for each quarter note, 1 and or 2 eighths for each pair of eighth notes. So let's, for our sake here, let's count with 1 and 2 and 3 and. All right, so on the board, I have the rhythm that's right there in your book. So when we count this, let me erase our fermatas. When we count, first off, when we count quarter notes, we have 1 and. Okay, the downbeat and the upbeat. So this is down and the and is up. This is beat number 2 and. Downbeat and the upbeat. Okay, the quarter note is getting the down and the upbeat. 1 and 2 and 3. All right. And this is 3 and. We're in 3/4. We have 3 beats in a measure. So we get the down and we get the up. So let's go ahead and clap this one together. You can clap, you can tap, you can even play a note on your piano if you like, but make sure you're counting out loud with me. All right, here we go. Ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, let me put this up here. Let's do that again. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, one more time. Let's just clap that. Ready and go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this note takes the entire beat. It gets the value of the entire beat. It gets the down part of the beat and it gets the up part of the beat. Now let's talk about eighth notes. Eighth notes are twice as fast. They go twice as fast as a quarter note. So, I'm just making sure I was recording there. We have beat 1 is here, and. So there's the downbeat and the upbeat. So we have a note on the downbeat, and we have a note on the upbeat. Up. So here's 2 and down, up. 3 and down, up. So when we play this, we have down, up, down, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and. All right, let's go ahead and clap that together. Again, be sure that you are counting out loud with me. It doesn't have to be loud, but make sure you're counting out loud with me. Okay, here we go. 2, ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and. And if you can get it to work out, tap your foot. Okay, your foot's going to help you keep a nice steady beat. We have a down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, let's do it again. Ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and. All right, let's go all the way back here. Remember, the quarter notes, they're going to get 1 full beat. So they're going to take the down and the up. All right, ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and. All right, one more time. Be sure you're clapping, tapping. You can be playing a note on the piano, whatever you want to do, but make sure you're doing something, and certainly be sure you're counting with me. Let's do it one more time. Ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. All right, enough of that for now. Let's get back into our book. We'll do some more practicing with eighth notes in just a minute when I get our rhythm cards out. Let's get back to the book. All right, the top here, just above, it says, Happy Birthday to you. Happy birthday is exactly the same as good morning to you, except for the eighth notes. So I'm sure you probably noticed that by now. So our first beat that we play is beat number 3, and we have 2 eighth notes on that beat. Okay, so when I give you 1, 2, 3, and. Okay, so again, those notes are going twice as fast as the quarter note. All right, so let's see. Let's take this a little bit slower. 1, 2, 3, 1, play. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 1. Fermata, hold that out. Go. 2, 3, fermata. 2, 3, and off. So I'm sure you've been to many a birthday party where they hold those notes out, which you've always done, and again, you just may not have known that that is called a fermata. We put a fermata over that note. Sometimes they can go under. In this case, the fermata is over. Tells us to hold the note longer than its given value. Let's play one more time. Can we brighten it up a little bit? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1. In this song specifically, be sure the eighth notes are very even, meaning they're both exactly the same. Okay. We're familiar with hearing this song with really a different rhythm at the beginning, so it doesn't necessarily sound like 2/8 notes when we sing it. But right now, let's play those eighth notes exactly as written and very even. All right, shall we do it one more time? How about we sing as we play? Here we go. 1, 2. All right, well done. If you need some work on that, go back and practice and then play it with me again in the video. And now you know, happy birthday to you. You know how to play that. Get that memorized so that when you're with a gathering and there's a piano around, then you can sit down and you can be the accompanist for everybody singing at the birthday party. All right, how about we turn the page and let's get on to page 76. Okay. More on eighth notes. This piece will prepare you to play eighth notes. Play at a very moderate speed, count aloud very evenly. The sign over the G in the sixth measure is a fermata or hold sign. Hold the note longer than its value. Approximately twice its value is a good general rule. Okay, so that's good information. Play again, saying or singing the words. Okay. All right, so let's begin. This is just right hand that we're playing right now. And it says brightly, so how about at this tempo? 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, how'd you do? All right, let's do that one more time. How about we sing the words? Flies a buzzin', shoo fly shoo. Flies a buzzin', shoo fly shoo. Flies a buzzin', shoo fly shoo. Shoo. Don't buzz round my darlin'. Darlin', right? Half notes there. All right, let's do it. You're playing just your right hand. I'm going to add a little left hand in here to spice things up a little bit. 1, 2, ready, go. Flies a buzzing, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies a buzzing, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies a buzzing, shoo, fly, shoo. Don't buzz round my door. Let's do it again. Flies a buzzing, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies a buzzing, shoo, fly, shoo. Flies a buzzing, shoo, fly, shoo. Don't buzz round my door. Yay! Nice. Okay, go back and practice that one again. That's fun. Let's move on. Counting eighth notes. 2 eighth notes are played in the time of 1 quarter note. We've gone over that. To count music containing eighth notes, divide each beat into 2 parts, which we have done. So when we count, we're going to say 1 and 2 and 3 and, rather than quarter or eighth notes and all that. The counting just kind of works better here. We could go back to T, 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 or T, T, Taz, which we did earlier. But for now, let's stay with 1 and 2 and. All right, let me get out our rhythm cards. All right, I have four rhythm cards here. Let's go through each card twice. We are in 4/4 time, which means we're going to go up to beat number 4 in each card. And I need for you to clap. I need for you to tap. Again, you can play something on piano, but I need for you to do something physical so that you're feeling this. And of course, I need for you to count. So we're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and. And even on the eighth notes, or I'm sorry, even on the quarter notes, let's be sure that we say 1 and, because remember the and is inside of the quarter note. All right, here we go. I'll hold this up and I will point, making sure I can see in my camera what I'm doing. All right, let's begin. 1, 2, ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Again and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so at home, you should be hearing yourself doing, let me find something to tap on here, folks. You should be hearing yourself doing this. Let's do it again. Ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? So be sure that you're clapping, tapping, or doing something, all right? I'm trusting you're following the directions. All right, let's do this one. Ready and go. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Again and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Nice. Next card. Ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Again and go. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Nice. All right, one more card. Last one. A lot of eighth notes in this one, right? A lot of eighth notes. 2, ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Last time, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, great. Let me see. I'm going to use one of my magnets here. I've had these magnets for a while and I don't normally use them. Put that right there and right there. All right, because I want to clap this. Boy, that's kind of small, isn't it? I'm going to clap this with you. All right, let's just do this one. Clap and count. Ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let's do it again. Ready and go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Nice. All right, let's get back to Skip to My Lou. Play Skip to My Lou at the same speed you played Shoo, Fly, Shoo. Count aloud. Play again, singing words and so forth. All right. And again, it says brightly, so don't be boring about this. We have to play it brightly. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. guys. Well, I didn't count or sing or anything there. So how about we do this again? This time, let's count. Okay, we'll count. Make sure you put in your ands for the eighth notes. Okay, 2. Maybe we should slow it down. 1, 2, ready, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. Hold the fermata. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, great. Let's do it one last time. And this time we'll spice it up. I'll put a little left hand in there. You're going to play just your right hand. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Lost my partner, skip to my left. Lost my partner, skip to my left. Skip to my left. Let's repeat, ready, and go. Lost my partner, skip to my left. Lost my partner, skip to my left. Lost my partner, skip to my left. Skip to my left. All right. Friends, guess what? I think we are going to end our lesson with that right there because it's gotten kind of long and the time really just goes by. So for next week, I need for you to work on page 76, of course, and then page 77, standing in the need of prayer. I'm sorry, for our next lesson. It may be next week for you, it may be the week after that. But for our next lesson, looking at page 77, we have a lot of eighth notes in there. In the first line, the third full measure, we're playing all those eighth notes with your thumb on C, crescendo to forte. Yes, we're crescendoing in there. We're playing eighth notes to get everything going. Now look at the third system where you have a sharp sign. Remember what that sharp tells us to do? We're going to play the note just above D. So we have a D sharp. D sharp, remember that's the black key just above D. So we have E, D sharp. And remember for that measure, we're playing D sharps for that entire measure. All right, so let's talk about that for just a minute. I am in the third system, not my brother, not my sister, but it's me. You see where I am there? So that measure with all the eighth notes has a D sharp going through the entire measure. 2 and 3 and when you get to the next measure, it goes back to being a D natural. Okay, because they did not put a sharp sign in there. So when we have a sharp sign, it's going to continue throughout the entire measure unless it's changed. All right, so we're going to play D sharp. Now we change back to the natural. Once that bar line is there, then that sharp goes away. All right, we'll talk a little bit more about that later. I'm sure that's probably a source of a little bit of confusion there. So pay attention to systems or lines 3 and 4 there. There's a lot of sharps in there. We have our C to G7 in the left hand going on. We have crescendos, we have fortes. And I'm not going to play this one for you yet. We'll play it together in our next lesson. All right, so homework. Homework. Let me correct my board up here. Okay, so I simply say homework is going to be page 77 up here since we didn't get to in our lesson today because we're getting a little bit long. All right, so for homework, I need for you to, yes, work on 77. We're going to go backwards to page 76. A lot to review on page 76. And let's go back and do pages 74 and 75 for homework as well. You want to learn for memory. You want to have that song memorized so that whenever you sit down at somebody's piano, you can play that. Be the life of the party, right? So go back to page 74, 75, 76, and 77. And then look ahead to page 78 and 79, where we get into some real dexterity finger exercises. Okay, these are exercises that all piano students play from beginning up through college. All right, so there you have it. You have your homework. You know what you're doing. Thank you for joining me today. I'll see you in our next piano lesson. Until then, happy practicing. Take care.